Well, welcome to Barley and Hops. I'm George. Yes, the channel that dares, I say again, dares to unlock the mysteries of home distilling. Well, I sit here all wrapped up. Yeah, I busted a couple of ribs, so please excuse my tardiness for not posting videos recently. I was laid up. Doing well now, but it's a slow recovery if you understand. We made a trip to our local liquor store, and I just want to introduce you to this because, again, we're talking about flavor. All right, here we are. We've got, oh, this is great. I've got pineapple, French vanilla, apple, oh yeah, peach, who doesn't like peach, and mango. Oh, how do you think we get that? There's cucumber mint, peach orange blossom, made with vodka, distilled with botanicals and infused with natural flavors. See, it's amazing. I mean, you've got all of these flavors: cucumber, raspberry. Oh, let's move on. Let's check a few other things, because that's just the vodka aisle. Kind of makes you want to ask the question: how do you think we got there? What's the whole secret behind this? Well, here's a liqueur, and you know, a liqueur is a whole lot different, but here's a liqueur that's strawberry, and you'll notice that it's clear. How do you think they do that? Here's another one. Oh, this is a good one. Wine. Actually found a Canadian club, apple liqueur. Oh yes, infused with blended Canadian whiskey. Go figure. Jim Beam apple. Oh, of course, Jim Beam peach. You think I've made my point? Let's talk about exactly how this is accomplished. Well, that was our trip to the local liquor store. Yep, and you know, I had to wear a mask, so hopefully you could understand all of that. But that's quite all right. So I just meandered through and, you know, started picking up things and showing them. And it was rather amazing. I mean, if you haven't stopped to look, you can now see that there are so many flavors available. But it really brings back that original question of, how did you get there? You see, that topic that we wrestle with so hard is flavor and flavor profile. So let's review real quick, just so that we've got this, okay? We all understand that in order to make something taste like an apple, you don't just ferment a bunch of apples and then sit back and run the still and expect it to taste like apples. Those of us who've experienced with it, we understand that. It's hard to explain that to someone, and especially someone who's disappointed on their first run. Because they say, well, I just did 25 pounds of apples and it comes out tasting like liquor. Yeah, but it's going to have an apple character, trust me, okay? Because that's what it does. But if you add a flavor to that, you are going to enhance that apple flavor, thereby becoming a more robust flavor profile and a better product. Yeah. Now, also, it's good to note at this point right now, you can't flavor junk to make it taste good. Okay? If you're going to try to flavor junk, all you're going to have is flavored junk. I can't offer anything other than that. All right? So, now, and this holds true for the majority of what you distill or what you ferment. Now, there are ways to add, remember that one bottle, it was distilled with botanicals and then infused with natural flavor. Okay? So there are, yes, you can distill through things like juniper berries, star anise, cinnamon, vanilla, and pull out some of those flavors through into the distillate. But they have to be a very high concentration or a concentrated profile of flavor in the medium, which would be the botanicals that you use in order to distill through. Now, what was really, really interesting, and I hope you picked up, I tried to point out, was the number of flavors that were absolutely clear. And you're like, how do you get there? That's my challenge. How do I get there? This one's coconut. Oh, and then we have, of course, peach, watermelon, and blueberry. Blueberries are blue. How do you come up? Well, this is made with an extract, a blueberry extract, and it's marked TTB. You'll notice that on Olive Nation, I go to olivenation.com, and when you start looking these up, you'll see even the data sheet for them. But there I go again. TTB stands for the Alcohol, Tobacco, Tax, and Trade Bureau. We all know that. That's our friends at the government. Yeah. Hey, go to ttb.gov, and they are absolutely transparent with about every one of their laws, their rules, and their methods for distillers to measure, to flavor, for label approval. So if you're looking into getting into this as a legal hobby and legalize, that is your point of contact, ttb.gov. They are absolutely transparent, and they will actually walk you through the whole process if you get in touch with them. Now, so I've got all of these here, and remember, I walked out with that small bag. Yeah, the small bag, and I picked up, I had to buy something. I'm not that cheap, but I am cost effective when it comes to purchasing anything like liquors. And I've got a peach, coconut, apple, and a watermelon. Now, I compared all of these and tasted them in comparison to the ones that I made, and I can find absolutely no difference being totally objective and honest about it. Being personal about it, I like mine a lot better. And I'm sure you'll like yours a lot better too. Now, with all of these, you know, Olive Nation got in touch with me after the last video that we did when we talked about, remember we came in with the apple and we had a peach? And it was just sort of like an introduction. And they said that the community is so strong and so vibrant, they are offering you a 20% discount on anything you buy. Now, first, before you even throw your hands up, George gets absolutely nothing out of this. I made that deal with him, told him I want absolutely nothing. I just want you to know that I appreciate this company recognizing the hard work and efforts of our community. So if you go on to Olive Nation, go to olivenation.com and you select any of these ingredients or any of these extracts, and once you get to your final checkout, of course, on the bottom, you'll see it'll say coupon gift certificate. Click that and type in BH20. BH20 is your promo code. And you'll notice that immediately your bill will be reduced by 20%. And that'll be on each and everything that you get. They'll reduce it by 20%. Now, these things come in, oh yeah, listen to this, the volumes. You can buy 2 ounces, 4 ounces, all the way up to 55 gallons. Now, if you buy a 55-gallon drum, let me know. I think I want to be your next door neighbor. Something's going on there. So this is what I've got here, and I've got this all set. I'm of course I'm enjoying actually the fruits of my own labor. I've got my own vodka that I use. Now remember, this will work with vodka, gin, rum, whiskeys, bourbons. It's universal, so it works with all of them because all of them are ethanol based. Yes, the only difference between a whiskey, a rum, a bourbon, a gin, and a vodka is the process and the finishing. So, and the way you mix this is, it's 1 to 100 is the ratio. So I put 100 milliliters in my small jar, and then I use a small, well, they're called a pipette, or you can get a syringe or any, and I put 1 milliliter of the extract in there, and I mix it, okay? And that's it. 1 to 100 is the ratio. If you're using ounces, it'd be 1 ounce to 100 ounces. If you're using milliliters, it's 1 milliliter to 100. So it's a linear thing, so it doesn't matter. All right. Now, here's the beauty behind all of this is that I've mixed these all at 1 to 100. And in each and every one of them, I had that very distinct flavor. I've got that very distinct aroma, and it carries throughout the entire process. If you want to dampen that down a little bit, you're the one mixing it. You can reduce that to a half and then use, if you want to lighten the impact of, let's say, for instance, a peach, and you're going to use, oh my goodness, you're going to mix it with orange juice or something else and make just like a cocktail, some grenadine or whatever you're going to do. But you want to knock down the peach just a little bit, well, just mix a little bit less. But if you really want to bring that out and make it more powerful, well, then you also have the option to add just a little bit more. It's totally up to you. Of course, you're not selling any of this, so it's totally up to you. You know, that's about the way that works. I would recommend that you find a flavor that your significant other really likes, and if you haven't tried this yet, is just to make one and make that offer, have that taste. And think you'll find out that the results will be beneficial to you. Now, I've got to get back at what I'm doing. Of course, I got some PIDs that I got to finish building. I've got this flavoring that I've been working on. I've got a couple of other projects I'm working on, and we're taking a vacation next week, headed to Memphis, Tennessee. The wife and I are going to go out and just do the tourist thing. So if I bump into somebody out there, hey, love to shake your hand and say hello. But if not, I'm with you anyway. I'll have the laptop with me. I'll answer emails. You know how it works. We love it here. We love having you. Happy distilling.